Administration meeting. With that, I would love to have roll call.
Teresa Taylor,
I am here.
David Miller,
Here.
Deborah Gallegos for Malia Cohen. She's not on.
She's not on yet. Okay. Excused for now.
Michael DeToy, Monica Erickson, Troy Johnson, Patrick Henning for Fiona Ma, Lisa Middleton,
Present.
Kevin Palke,
Morning.
Ramon Rubacava,
Present.
Yvonne Walker, Melissa Willett, Dr. Gail Willis.
Excused. With that, thank you very much. Next up is the Pledge of Allegiance, and I have asked Ms. Middleton to lead us in the pledge.
Please stand if you're able. Hand over your heart. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Ms. Middleton. So again, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday full board meeting. February is Black History Month. It's a time when we honor the generations of leaders, public servants, and community advocates whose contributions have shaped our nation and strengthened our democracy. It's a time to reflect not only on history, but on the responsibility we share to continue advancing opportunity, fairness, and inclusion in every community we serve. And this year we pause to acknowledge the passing of Reverend Jesse Jackson, a tireless civil rights leader whose lifelong work expanded access to economic opportunity and political representation for millions of Americans. His advocacy reminded institutions across the country, including those in finance and public services, that diversity and inclusion are not abstract ideals, but essential components of a thriving society and economy. So at CalPERS, our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion reflects both our values and our mission. We serve one of the most diverse memberships in the nation, cultivating an inclusive culture, promoting equitable opportunity within our workforce, and supporting diverse participation in financial markets, strengthen our organization, and enhance the long-term sustainability of the retirement and the health benefits that we deliver. Black History Month offers an opportunity to reaffirm that commitment and to lead with integrity and to act with purpose. We ensure that our work reflects the communities that we represent. And with that, I would like to hand this over to Brad Pacheco. Ms. Frost couldn't be here today, so he's going to read her comments into the record for us. Thank you, Mr. Pacheco.
Good morning, President Taylor and members of the board. Brad Pacheco on behalf of Ms. Frost. First, I want to congratulate the chairs and vice chairs that were elected this week. Our team looks forward to working with you. I'd like to start by thanking our members and stakeholders who attended our stakeholder forum last month. Nearly 60 people attended in person and another 388 joined us online. We presented a State of the System update that told a positive story about where we are today based on disciplined and data-driven decisions we've made together over the last 10 years. I'm celebrating my 10th year anniversary with CalPERS. I want to sincerely thank you for the trust you have placed in me personally to safeguard the hard-earned pensions of the people who have served California. Today, the CalPERS brand is something our members can trust will be there for them when they need it, and we have the right team in place to safeguard it into the future. As of December 25th, we had over $600 billion in assets, and our funded status was 83.7%. Our health program had negotiated contracts to hold our plan partners accountable for costs and improved quality outcomes. And our customer service teams met with nearly 98,000 members, either virtually or in person, with 95% satisfaction ratings, some of the highest I've seen in the customer service space. These outcomes show what a qualified, dedicated team we have here and our collaboration with the board to keep our members sharply in focus through every decision we've made. When I arrived here in 2016, CalPERS was about 65% funded. We faced the possibility that if something went critically wrong in the economy, we would have slipped into the high-risk category below 50%. Members often wrote me to express concern about the viability of their benefits, wondering if they would be there for them. Our team worked closely with the board to build a strong foundation for the future. Through a series of key decisions over the next several years, we adjusted the discount rate, actuarial assumptions, the amortization policy, and portfolio allocations based on well-regarded economic and market data. Of top concern with each decision was the ability of our employers to afford the impact these changes had on their budgets. Our employer partners figure prominently in our decisions as well as our members, since they fund 1/3 of the pension dollars we pay out. We went on the road in those early days to explain our decisions and share the data we used. We listened and offered solutions with programs like additional discretionary payments to help pay down our future liabilities and pre-funding options to build reserves for pension, health, and other post-employment benefits. Since those difficult days, we have focused on building trust and earning the returns that we will hopefully one day bring our funded status close to 100%. That means building a well-balanced portfolio that includes investments like private equity that can generate returns higher than the market as a whole. Last year, CalPERS private equity outperformed that of all 74 large pension funds tracked by the respected publication Pensions and Investments. Over the past 10 years, we've broke down the silos between different parts of this enterprise, so much so that now we are going to be the first major pension fund in the country to use a total portfolio approach to investing. That means everyone has to work together to produce the best results for the portfolio as a whole rather than just concentrating on their piece. That takes teamwork, and the fact that we are embarking on this journey as a testament to the strong leadership and confidence of our investment team under Stephen Gilmore. These days, I rarely get correspondence from members worried about their pension will be there when they retire. The most common concern for these days is health care. Under our Chief Health Director, Don Molds, we've worked steadily to improve our negotiating position and better understand the factors that drive costs. Last month during Board Education Day, you heard the team talk about a regional competition study we'll be undertaking to look deeper into the factors that affect affordability for our members. Historically, CalPERS has been able to hold health premium rates below the national average. And in the last year, we saw an overall rate increase of 8% with HMOs at 6%, which is down from double-digit increases for the past 2 years. But we aren't satisfied, and our members aren't satisfied as long as premiums are still going up. Our strategy today includes new contracts that's some of the strongest in the country from our HMO, PPO, and PBM plans. In them, the health plans have agreed to put money at risk if they fail to meet targets for keeping premiums down and improving the health care of our members. The health plans will be rewarded if they meet health improvement measures for the top 5 most common issues like diabetes, hypertension, colorectal cancer, pre- and postpartum maternity care, and childhood immunizations. As I look back at the last 10 years and where we are today, I'm most proud of the team we've built and the culture we've created together. People want to work here, and I will tell you that 10 years ago we were struggling to find people. People want to work in successful systems. They want to work for people that they think they can learn from. I think we'll be able to put together a really talented and dedicated team that has the ability to deliver on our goals. Again, thank you for trusting me in this role. It is an honor. Thank you, President Taylor.
Thank you, and thank you for reading her comments into the record. And we want to congratulate Ms. Frost for her 10 years of service to CalPERS, even though she is not here today. And with that, we're going to move on our agenda.
Ms. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Gallegos is now online.
Oh, Deborah. Good morning. So I have to read this to you, open session attestation language. Because we are not all present in the same room, board members are participating from remote locations that are not accessible to the public. Bagley Keene requires the remote board members to make certain disclosures about any other persons present with them during open session. Accordingly, the board members participating remotely must each attest either that one, they are alone, or two, if there are one or more persons present with them who are at least 18 years old, the nature of the board member's relationship to each person. At this time, I would like to ask you, Deborah, to verbally attest accordingly.
I am alone.
Perfect. Thank you very much. With that, we will move on to our agenda, which is five action consent items, and I have a 5C caller before we go and ask for a motion on that.
Madam Chair, would you want to take the A and B items before C separate?
I think we'll
Yes,
do.
President Taylor, we have
Yeah, we'll just do the whole.
JJ Delancic to comment on item 5C.
All right. Thank
Mr.
you.
Delancic, you are now live and can proceed with your comments.
JJ Jelencic, RPA Director of Health Benefits. The board president has no role in hiring outside managers or CalPERS staff. It therefore strikes us that it is an inappropriate use of trust fund assets to spend $3,400 to send her to a one-day conference in Lisbon put on by the Investment Diversity Exchange. This is especially true since the system is also sending its CEO. Marcy Frost may be able to share some insight since she has also attended this one-day conference last year in Barcelona and the year before in London. Please reject the travel request. I acknowledge that the board may be in a bit of a spot since Tide is using Ms. Taylor's attendance as bait to encourage pension fund vendors to attend their for-profit conference. Thank you for your thoughtful discussion and consideration.
Thank you. With that,
Approval?
thank you. I was just going to ask, what's the board? It's been moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Henning. With that, we have to have a roll call vote, right?
David Miller,
Aye.
Deborah Gallegos,
Aye.
Michael DeToy, Monica Erickson, Troy Johnson, Patrick Henning, Lisa Middleton,
Aye.
Kevin Palkey,
Aye.
Ramon Rubalcaba, Yvonne Walker, Melissa Willette, Dr. Gail Willis.
And I'm excused. Thank you very much. That item passes. We're moving on to information consent. I haven't been asked to pull anything from information consent, so then we will move on to committee reports. And with that, I would like to call on and make sure this is in order, that we want to do this. Okay, it is in order. Good. Finance Administration Committee. And hold any, who's doing that? Because I need you to push your button. Lisa. There you go. Do you have the report? Okay.
Thank you. The Finance and Administration Committee met on February 17, 2026. The committee held an election or the Finance and Administration Committee Chair and Vice Chair. Lisa Middleton was elected Chair and David Miller was elected Vice Chair. The committee recommends and I move the board approve the following. Agenda item 6A, approve the initiation of the 2026 CalPERS Board of Administration state, school, and public agency elections by adopting the respective notices of election.
On motion by committee, any discussion on the motion? If so, if not, I still have to do a vote, don't I? Darn it. Can we have a vote?
David Miller,
Aye.
Deborah Gallegos,
Aye.
Michael DeToy, Monica Erickson, Troy Johnson, Patrick Henning, Lisa Middleton,
Aye.
Kevin Palkey,
Abstain?
Ramon Rubacava,
Aye.
Yvonne Walker, Melissa Willette. Yes. Dr. Gail Willis.
Excused. Thank you. That passes. Go ahead.
All right. The committee received reports on the following topics: the 2025 CalPERS Board of Administration Member-at-Large election results. The chair directed staff to further review of election data for increased election participation opportunities. At this time, I would like to share some of the highlights of what to expect at the April Finance and Administration Committee meeting. Semi-annual contracting prospective report, various actuarial valuation reports for state and schools, as well as the 1059 Survivor Benefit Program and Legislators' Retirement System. Semi-annual financial report for the PERF, Pension Contracts Management Program update, semi-annual health plan financial report, update for the Investment Data and Technology Initiative, 2026 annual budget proposal, annual review of board member employer reimbursements, the Asset Liability Management first reading, Judges 2, and Legislators' actuarial assumptions. The next meeting of the Finance and Administration Committee is scheduled for April 13, 2026 in Sacramento, California. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Middleton. With that, I would like to call on Mr. Palkey to talk about PCTM. Hold on a second. Apparently, there we go.
Thank you, Madam President. The Performance Compensation and Talent Management Committee met on February 17th, 2026. The committee held an election of the Performance Compensation and Talent Management Committee Chair and Vice Chair. Myself was elected Chair and Lisa Middleton was elected Vice Chair. The committee received reports on the following topics: revisions to the board's compensation policy for executive and investment management positions pursuant to Assembly Bill 692. At this time, I'd like to share some highlights of what to expect at the April 13th, 2026 Performance Compensation and Talent Management Committee meeting. The committee will receive reports on fiscal year 26-27 incentive metrics for executive and investment management positions. The next meeting for the Performance Compensation and Talent Management Committee is scheduled for April 13th, 2026 in Sacramento, California.
Thank you, Mr. Palkey. With that, we are moving on to our last committee, Risk and Audit. Mr. Miller? Okay. There you go.
The Risk and Audit Committee met on February 17th, 2026. The committee held an election for the Risk and Audit Committee Chair and Vice Chair. David Miller was elected Chair and Michael DeToy was elected Vice Chair of the committee. There were no action agenda items. The committee received reports on the following topics: an update on the 2025 through 26 Enterprise Compliance and Risk Management Mid-Year Plan, summary of committee direction. Committee Chair David Miller requested that Kevin extend his compliments to the team for their good work. There were no public comments. At this time, I would like to share some highlights of what to expect at the June Risk and Audit Committee meeting. The 2025 through 26 Enterprise Compliance, Risk and Governance Annual Plan, 2025 through 26 Office of Audit Services Plan, the Independent Auditor's Annual Plan, and the third-party evaluation and certification of the 2024 CalPERS Annual Evaluations for Public Agencies. The next meeting of the Risk and Audit Committee is scheduled for June 2026 in Sacramento, California. That's my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. With that, that's all the reports of our committees, and we're going to move on to action agenda items, proposed decisions of administrative judges, and that is Mr. Miller. Oh, you, okay. There.
There we go. I move to adopt the proposed decisions at agenda items 8A1 through 8A4 with the minor modifications argued by staff to agenda items 8A1, 8A2, and 8A4.
On the motion, any discussions? Second by Mr. Palkey. I need a roll call vote, please.
David Miller,
Aye.
Deborah Gallegos,
Aye.
Michael DeToy, Monica Erickson, Troy Johnson, Patrick Henning, Lisa Middleton,
Aye.
Kevin Palkey,
Aye.
Ramon Rubacava, Yvonne Walker, Melissa Willette, Dr. Gail Willis.
All right, thank you. The motion passes. With that, we're moving on to our state and federal legislative updates. Mr. Well, Danny, go ahead. Hold on. I lost our stuff here. Oh, there you
Good
go.
morning, President Taylor and board members, Danny Brown, CalPERS team member. On the state side, the legislature reconvened on January 5th to begin its work for 2026. It is the second year of a two-year session, so January 1st is the deadline for was the deadline for two-year bills to pass their House of Origin. You can find the outcome of the two-year bills we have been tracking in your written material, but I would like to highlight three of them that were amended before passing out of the House of Origin. First is AB 1054, which creates a voluntary drop for patrol members in Bargaining Unit 5 and firefighters in State Bargaining Unit 8. That will be administered by CalPERS. The bill was amended to more fully describe the program details. Most importantly, the drop does not become effective until the following three things occur. The applicable bargaining unit and CalHR agree through an MOU to implement the program. CalPERS certifies that the program is cost neutral through a actual cost analysis, and CalPERS adopts regulations to implement and administer the program. Next, AB 1383, which makes several changes to PEPRA. This bill was amended coming out of the Appropriations Committee to reset the pensionable compensation limit for service credit earned on or after January 1st, 2027. The new pensionable comp limit will be based on 100% of the 2027 Social Security benefit limit for members that are participating in Social Security and 135% for members not participating in Social Security. And then finally, AB 1439 was also amended by the Appropriations Committee. This bill now requires a study to determine the impact of prohibiting retirement systems from investing in development projects in California that do not provide certain labor standard protections. So it went from a divestment bill to a study or reporting bill. In January, the legislature also began to introduce new bills, and the bill introductory deadline is this Friday. So far, about 800 bills have been introduced, and we expect over 1,100 to be introduced over the next few days. Our team is in the process of reviewing all these bills to identify which ones might impact CalPERS programs and operations, and we will have a much more comprehensive report on all these bills in March. And then before moving to the federal update, I'm happy to report that Senator John Laird has agreed to author our sponsored legislation to simplify the service credit purchase payment options, and that bill number is SB 939. And if you look it up, right now it's just spot bill language, and the actual language will go in hopefully later this month. Moving to the federal update, we have written several letters since our last meeting. On the investment side, we have sent a comment letter to the International Sustainability Standards Board for its work to amend and enhance its human capital disclosure standards, and a comment letter to the California Air Resources Board on its proposed regulations to implement and administer the California Corporate Greenhouse Gas Reporting and Climate-Related Financial Risk Disclosure Programs. On the health side, we have sent, along with Covered California, 2 comment letters to CMS. The first letter was in response to its proposed policy changes to the Medicare Advantage and Part D prescription drug programs. And the second letter was in response to their proposed rule on hospital conditions of participation, which restricts hospitals providing gender-affirming care for minors. The last letter I will mention was sent to congressional leadership, again urging them to include several important bipartisan policies designed to reduce healthcare costs in any end-of-year legislative package. Some of these policy priorities did make it into the Consolidated Appropriation Act that was signed into law early February. The law included some of the PBM reforms we have been advocating for, along with a 2-year extension of telehealth flexibilities in Medicare that many of our members are happy to see. All of these letters can be found on our website. As we move through the rest of the year, there continues to be bipartisan discussions happening at the committee level on topics of interest, such as lowering healthcare and prescription drug costs and permitting reform, to name a few. We will work closely with our federal representatives to weigh in as appropriate. And with that, I will end my remarks and happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Brown, I'm not seeing any questions from the board at this moment, but I was just wondering if you would go into 1383 a little bit, because is this just a change for safety mostly?
Mostly it is. The only change that impacts miscellaneous members is the change on the pension compensation limit. So right now, well, when PEPR was set or passed, the compensation limit was based on the Social Security limit as of 2013, and then it increases each year by CPI. So right now, that limit for miscellaneous, I believe, is about $159,000. So this bill, while we don't know what the Social Security limit it will be in 2027, this bill will reset that prospectively for new service credit at about $184,000. So there'll be about a 15% jump in the amount of money miscellaneous employees can report for pension purposes. It'll probably increase by about 30% for safety members.
Are they going to get COLAs after that?
Yeah, and then the limit will continue to increase each year by CPI.
Okay, so we're just making it higher than Social Security.
Yeah, we're just kind of resetting it for service earned after 2027.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, that's all. I was really interested in that. I'm still not seeing any questions. Thank you very much, Mr. Brown. With that, I do have public comment. I have, let's do our phone comment first and then do our in-person comment.
Yes, President Taylor, we have Edward Hasbrook to comment on item 9C. Edward, you are now live and can proceed with your comments.
Thank you. I'm here to speak in support of divestment from Tesla, and in particular, to urge you to direct your staff to complete the report that you directed them to prepare last September, 5 months ago, which, if it's been completed, has not yet been made public and you have not acted on. While it was an important step to direct the staff to prepare an assessment of the risk and valuation of Tesla and the wisdom of continued investment of $2 billion plus in that stock, that doesn't put the matter to rest. If anything, the fact that 5 months ago you recognized the urgent necessity of an individualized company-specific assessment of Tesla and sought guidance from the staff in order to do that highlights the gross breach of your fiduciary duty in letting the matter ride for 5 more months without insisting that the report be making it public and without acting on it. It only makes it more critical, once again, that you direct the staff to complete that report, that you make it public before your next meeting, and that you put it on the agenda for action at your next meeting. Tesla is no better a stock than ever. CalPERS members and other concerned California taxpayers who will be on the hook if the Tesla bubble crashes and we have to make up the billions of dollars you could lose, are no less concerned than ever. So again, while we appreciate your taking the first step, it's time to take the next step towards serious consideration of divestment from Tesla. You cannot claim that you're relying and have delegated your authority, even if it were legal to do so, to have your staff make expert considered decisions when you haven't even gotten their report, which they told us they'd never even considered the individual wisdom of Tesla. You don't have any staff guidance. This is still a $2 billion investment on autopilot, something that you shouldn't do with Tesla or any other stock. Members are concerned, taxpayers are concerned. It's time to you to move this forward. Please take action today to direct your staff to complete the report on Tesla so that it can be made public prior to your next meeting and put it on the agenda for your next meeting for consideration and action. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Ruth Radetsky in the room.
Good morning. I'm Ruth Radetsky from Divest Tesla, back with another roundup of recent headlines from Electrek, the largest electric vehicle news site known for its extensive, generally positive coverage of Tesla. From yesterday, I have two. Tesla rolls first steering wheel-less cybercab unit off the line before solving autonomy. Also from yesterday, Tesla Robotaxi adds 5 more crashes in Austin in a month, 4 times worse than humans. 2 from the day before yesterday. Tesla full self-driving tried to drive owner into lake, viral video shows. And Tesla Robotaxi status check, 8 months in, 19% availability, and all of Musk's promises are missing. January 28th, Tesla is still trying to deceive investors into thinking it has San Francisco robotaxis. Now, 2 on the same theme, February 9th, Tesla goes through another head of North American sales. January 26th, Tesla loses another manufacturing director as Exodus continues. These headlines just brush the surface of Tesla bad news, and I haven't even started on the stories about Musk's other problems, the Grok scandal, the Epstein files. You directed staff to prepare a company-specific report on Tesla in September. Where's the report? Why haven't you held staff accountable? Stop gambling with CalPERS members' pensions to support a white supremacist megalomaniac who has promised to meddle in the next elections, like he did in the last, so that he can further his attacks on those who devote our lives to public service and those who depend on the services we provide. Divest from Tesla now. Thank you.
Clarify for everybody, at that meeting, we did say we did ask staff to do it and made clear it would be in March. And just, so I just want to make that clear that staff was going to present this in March. With that, I need summary of board direction. Anybody? I don't think we did have anything, but.
I detected no direction, Madam President.
Thank you very much. So for now, we're going to adjourn the open session into closed session. Yes, ma'am. Okay, for items 1 through 3 from the closed session agenda. We will receive the general counsel's update on pending litigation.
Ms. Taylor, we do have one more public comment on the phone.
On the phone?
We just got notification, yes.
Okay, I'll reread this in a minute. Go ahead, public caller.
Yes, President Taylor, we have Susan McCarthy to comment on item 9C. Susan, you are now live and can proceed with your comments.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for this chance to speak. I'm Susan McCarthy. I live in San Francisco. I'm in CalPERS through my husband's work. I ask that CalPERS divest from Tesla stock as part of your fiduciary duty because it's a highly risky investment. Ordinarily, CalPERS and other funds don't take into account the personal behavior or political views of CEOs of companies you invest in. This is a different case because the political activities of Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, are affecting the performance of Tesla. The company's captive board can't stop him. For example, a recent NBER working paper showed that ever since CEO Musk became publicly involved in partisan politics, sales of Teslas dropped dramatically by 1 million cars. And since not everyone who decided not to buy a Tesla then bought another electric vehicle, the overall sales of EVs dropped so much, California will not meet its 2026 EVZ target. It's staggering that the CEO of an electric car company can cause people to buy fewer electric cars, but now he says that Tesla will stop producing electric cars in Fremont and make robots instead. Crazy pivot. Initially, Tesla was good for electric vehicle sales. That was before the CER started creating widespread anger and people started boycotting the company. Environmentally speaking, toxic dumping is another Tesla problem. In 2024, 25 California AGs filed suit against Tesla for improperly disposing of toxic waste. The AGs won, and Tesla is still under a detailed injunction to improve their compliance with environmental laws and to have yearly audits of how well they're doing. More recently, CEO Musk has been helping promote the idea that the United States should take over Greenland, which is part of Denmark. That is a ridiculous, unprecedented, and dangerous idea, another political position which is liable to worsen global politics and harm the United States. Tesla is already performing dreadfully in Europe because of Musk's political activities. But if world tensions rise, if the U.S. leaves NATO, that will have bad consequences for many of CalPERS' investments, not just Tesla. Tesla is a strange stock. There is an irrational disconnect between the company's performance and its stock sales, but this can't last. Tesla is a very risky investment. I ask that CalPERS consider divesting Tesla stock as part of your fiduciary duty to California pension holders. Thank you.
I have another caller.
Yes, President Taylor, we have Ralph Pillart to comment on item 9C. Mr. Pillart, you are now live and can proceed with your comments.
Yes, thank you for your time. My name is Ralph Ballart. I am with the Divest Tesla crew. I really appreciate the fact that we're going to see the report from your financial staff in March. That'll be a great thing to see. Would be very interested in what they're going to say about Tesla's future prospects, given the collapse, basically, of all their plans. Full self-driving doesn't work. They don't have the right sensors. And their in-car processing is a several-year-old design, and it's not up to snuff if you consider that with AI, you have a new hardware suite every year coming to the fore. So it's not going to work. Other speakers have talked about all the accidents that the cars have caused in Austin. It's kind of a disaster. And this is pretty symptomatic of Musk overall. One of my concerns going forward is that when SpaceX goes public and it's part of the index, you will invest additional billions of dollars in SpaceX, despite the fact that their Starship program is basically a failure. It can't reach Mars, which is why Musk has said that they're pivoting from Mars to the moon. So everything Musk touches now, including Tesla, is falling apart. Please divest before you lose all that money. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, with that, I believe we have the end of public comment this time. All right. So we will adjourn into closed session for items 1 through 3 from the closed session agenda. We will receive the general counsel's update on pending litigation. After the closed session, the board will reconvene in open session. So I want to thank you very much. We will adjourn open session. Thank you for attending. If you're coming back, we're only going into open session to close open session, just FYI. Thank you. All right, thank you. Welcome back to open session. This adjourns this month's Board of Administration meeting. So there you go. But the next board meeting will be scheduled for March 16th through 18th, 2026. I want to thank the staff very much. Take care. We are done.